What is going on, movie meals? We are here to talk Dunkirk, the Christopher Nolan film. We just saw it. So I'll take this one off first.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed this film, and I was a little skeptical going into it because some of the, it's overwhelmingly getting positive reviews.
Yep.
But I've read some of the negatives. Some critics I really like and agree with had some different opinions on it, and I felt part of their negatives, but not so much. I ended up really enjoying this film. Why are you laughing at me?
No, I was laughing at the bag making a sound. Continue. It's fine. Sorry.
You try to be professional. No, I really enjoyed the film. I thought Christopher Nolan did a really good, unique way of intertwining all these different stories you get from all these different characters at once as they take place over different time periods. I thought it worked really well. I thought it was beautifully shot. I thought the acting was really good. I was surprised at Harry Styles. He actually did a very good performance. But it is hard to say there's not one performance that sticks out. It's an ensemble piece to me.
Yeah.
Because they don't focus and you're not getting the such in-depth layers of specific characters. You're getting just little bits of every characters, and I've heard that's one of the big negatives from a lot of people, or from the people who don't enjoy the film, and it actually ended up working for me. I thought it was a unique, interesting way to look at a war film, and I really, really enjoyed this. And the sound design. That's the thing that really got me too. The sound design. I think this movie's going to be the first... I think it's the first real big... Yeah, this is going to probably be nominated for Best Picture. I think Best Sound Design, Best Editing, all that different stuff. So those are my positives.
Yeah, I'll start off with what you just said about the sound editing. It does a really good job at having all these different kind of sounds, all these different noises, from like an airplane flying to boats going over the ocean to the sounds of a gunfire. It all works so well to give you such a hard impact throughout the entire movie, and it's done so well throughout the rest of the movie, not just in the sound editing. The entire movie really leaves you an impact on what a war scenario is like for a person, not with just and it's not really a war movie with all the gore and the explosions per se. It's more of a war movie that really dives into how a person will feel and interact in a certain situation when they're in a war scene and when in a war setting.
Especially specific, not just a war setting, but specifically what Dunkirk meant as they were pinned and they were trying to escape. It was an escape story.
Really, yeah. It really was.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No,
there. I just wanted to chime in.
It's a really different take on what life during war is really like, but I also like that. I like that the atmosphere gave you an impact. I like that all the different scenarios that we're going through were leaving you with an impact. This movie, I keep repeating myself, it's just so impactful because it tells a different version of what war is like, and the escape part of it is also what really grabbed me the most. I really like that it wasn't just who wins and who dies battle, but it's really more of escaping from the enemy so that way they can live to see another day, and I thought that was really well done by Nolan.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that we actually ended up getting a lot of hate on with our Dunkirk trailer reaction months and months ago was that we don't know much about the story of Dunkirk. We didn't know much about just growing up here. It's not our fault specifically. It's the school system's fault. But I didn't know it, and it was nice. Now I want to go learn more. I want to go find documentaries. I want to go read books, because these were brave men fighting and trying to just live to fight another day. And it was just an incredible story, and he directed it so beautifully.
Yes.
So I just chimed that another positive in there. But negative-wise, I really don't know if I have any.
Okay.
You say your negatives, and maybe I'll think of one. But right now, I thought the pacing in the beginning was a little bit too crazy, and when everybody kind of came together, it flowed better for me because the stories then become intertwined. So maybe that, but you go.
Well, I felt like overall the movie left an impact on me. I felt like the characters themselves didn't leave an impact, mostly because we kept going back and forth between so many that we never really got time to get invested into them.
And that's the big complaint with some of these critics.
I can absolutely see why that is the biggest complaint, and it really bothers me as well, as because if the movie felt like it was trying to have us focus so much on these characters that we really wanted to root for specifically them and not just for the entire army that was down there trying to survive themselves. Like, I felt like it was trying to focus so much on these characters without really diving into why we should be rooting for them per se, that it was forgetting about the rest of the army that we also should have been rooting for, and that kind of bothered me a little bit, just because I felt like for these characters there should have been more of an impact, or otherwise just focus on the entirety of the army itself, because it was huge. It was a very big number, and it was just amazing that they were able to get as many people out as they could. So that was really my biggest complaint, and also I agree with you a little bit on the pacing at the beginning, but it fixes itself as the movie progresses on, so not too much of a complaint when it comes to that.
I think I will end up agreeing with you on the... he does focus so much on these specific characters, and they're the eyes to get you through these specific moments that we're going through, from the air, and it did such a great job of the air, the land, and the sea.
Right.
And I will agree, I mean, I feel like maybe what he had a hard time with is because in some scenes I felt everyone in peril, and there were moments like I felt claustrophobic with them, and he did a great job of doing that, and I felt like maybe drowning with it. Like, I felt that because it was so well directed. And to me, when those scenes happened, it was everyone is going through this. This could happen to any of these. They're all terrified. So I will agree, though, that, like, the individual characters, like, there's a spoiler that happens to one. I won't give the spoiler away, but there's one. If you've seen the film, there's one character who specifically goes through an arc that helps another character, if you know what I'm talking about, on the ferry boat. And that didn't impact me very much.
No.
And it was because it wasn't super set up, but that might not be what Nolan was going for. And it's just a nitpick and a fault, so I am with you. I think I will jump onto that side. And apparently some critics who have said the same thing are getting bashed by Nolan fans.
Of course.
So bring it on. And I love Nolan. Nolan is a great filmmaker.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was not mega high on Interstellar. I liked Interstellar, but I thought it was definitely his most ambitious film.
For sure.
But the fact that some people have rated like one of the best films of all times, I don't know about that. Calm down. But this is to me better than Interstellar. This is one of his best movies I've seen in a while from him. I mean, he doesn't make movies so super fast. I just rewatched Insomnia of his. So good.
Oh, okay.
So good. But yeah, I'll end up giving this film. I think I'm gonna go with a 9 out of 10. That one nitpick complaint is a complaint for myself, but the battle scenes, especially the last 30 minutes of the film, really got me, and I think he did a really excellent job. So I'm going to end up giving him a 9 out of 10, but I'm leaning towards the 8.5 range, not the 9.5 range.
Okay.
I'd have to see it again.
I think I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. It's a solid film.
Wow.
Nolan did a very great job, obviously. He's a talented director, and he did a great job of telling this story. I just felt like the characters didn't leave much to be desired. It didn't really make me want to follow them into the scenarios that they were going for per se, but the overall scope of how Nolan directed this movie is what really got me into wanting to see this war story. So 8 out of 10.
You might get killed in the comments
Probably.
for saying that, buddy. Guys,
thank you.
What did you think of Dunkirk? Comment below. Let us know. Do you think Kyle's absolutely nuts? Do you think I'm nuts? Do you think our complaints are nuts? Do you agree? Comment, let us know. Give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. And as always, Mom, thanks for watching.
See you guys.